I'm going to be showing you how to load tools and the tool holders for the Femco mill. We're going to be loading an end mill, a twist drill, and another end mill in a non-slip collet. And I'll show you how to do that. Are you ready? When loading a end mill, the blades are sharp. You probably should use a rag, and it has a flat. With the set screw, you want to have the set screw on that flat, so you push it down in until you find the flat with the end mill and the set screw, and kind of twist it around, and it'll find the flat really nice and tight, and then snug her up. And that's loading an end mill in an end mill holder for the Femco mill. Next, you will be doing the collet for the twist drill, and they come separately. The collets come in every size. You have to find the right size for the right part you're putting in, and they snap into this holder. If they don't snap in, they won't go on, so you have to make sure they snap in. Now it's locked in, won't come out. You load the tool holder in the base, you slip the nut on top, the twist drill again, hold it with the rag, and then you tighten down the nut, and that collet will tighten down on the twist drill. Make sure you don't tighten down on the flutes of the twist drill, because you can crush them. And I had a wrench. There's a wrench. And you snug up the nut on the collet, and that's loading the twist drill in a collet holder for the Femco mill. The next one is a larger end mill. Again, the blades are sharp. This is a non-slip collet. It has a little pin. The way this works is, once that pin is on that little flat, the end mill can't pull out of the collet. So if you're in a deep cut and moving, sometimes the end mill will want to pull out of the collet. With this pin, it keeps it from pulling out. But loading it is the same way. You have to snap them together. And there's a hammer here for it if you don't want to use your hand. There's it's snapped together. Load the holder. This time you want to load the end mill into the holder and try and find that flat before you load it into the machine. This is like a puzzle. There's the flat. Okay, there it is. It's snapped into place. Just kind of hold it together. And as you tighten it down, you want to make sure that it is indeed locked in place. It won't pull out. And you lock it in. And they have these little spanner wrenches to do this. The spanner wrench has a little hook on it. It hooks on the side of the holder. You just tighten it up. And that is loading an end mill into a non-slip collet for the Femco mill. Okay, now we're going to load the tools into the machine. Once you've got the machine on and you've zero returned all the X, Y, and Z coordinates, so the machine is on zero, you've zeroed out on the CRT, the next thing you want to do is go to MDI mode, which is here on the hand wheel, and then you want to hit program button, which brings up this screen. And the most important thing is you want to look and see what tool the machine thinks it's holding at this moment. If there's nothing in the machine, even though it's saying it's on 15, then you're clear to put a tool in the spindle and then put it back in the holder. So how we do that, since you might want to pan in there, since the machine does not have a tool, we know it's safe to put something in it and put it in slot 15, because we can see slot 15 right here and it is empty. What's critical if the machine has a tool in the spindle and there's one in the corresponding slot on the tool carriage, you need to stop. One of them's got to come out because the machine will try and put the tool in that tool holder even though there's one in there. So once you're ready, you turn it off of MDI mode to handle mode. Once on handle mode, you have to kind of climb into the machine. You can actually turn this to Z, and then you want to go negative and Z, which brings down the spindle a little closer so you can reach it. Once it's down to where you can reach it, you press this red button. You should hear the air actuate. Once you hear that air actuate, you flip the tool in and make sure it's in tight and let go. And these, on the spindle, there's two little cutouts on the tool, and there's a pin on the spindle. Those should coincide together. Now you come back to the CRT, you turn it back to MDI mode, you press T for a tool change, you press the tool you want to change it to. So we're going to put 15 back, and it's going to pick up 16. But 16 is empty, which will allow us to put a tool in tool 16. So you press T on the CRT, 16, and then M06, end of block, insert, and then cycle start. Now the machine is going to put the tool back in slot 15, which was empty. Leave it there. Now it's going to go to tool 16 and pick it up. But there was no tool 16, so now we can load one more tool. Now we're going to load the 3/4 inch end mill doing the exact same way. We flip it back to handle mode, which allows us to come in and load the tool. Hearing the air, we're good. We load the tool. We notice there's a tool in tool 1. Now there's one going to be one in 16. There's one in 15. So now we can move to 14 on our next step. So now we want to go back to MDI mode. We want to hit T for tool change. 14 because that's the one we want. M06. End of block, insert, and then back to cycle start. It's going to put that tool back. It's going to cycle around the 14, which is an empty pocket, which now allows us to load our final tool. It's a 5/8 inch end mill. We switch this back to handle mode. We come in here. We press the red button, insert the tool, let go of the red button, and now we can switch to any other tool we want. We go back to MDI mode, and let's say we want to go back to 16, the second one we put in. We press T, 16, M06, end of block, insert, cycle start. It's going to put that tool back, and it's going to go and get the second tool we installed. And that's how you load tools into the tool carriage using MDI handle mode. The most important thing is to make sure whatever tool it says it's got right here, that pocket, if there's a tool in the spindle on that tool number, that pocket better be empty. Because this machine will try and put that tool in the spindle in that pocket, even though there's a tool in there, and this will crash. It's happened.